How's it going, everyone? So, in today's video, I've got a bit of an interesting topic I thought I'd bring up on the channel, which is probably going to be the first, I'd say, of many videos, depending how this goes. But I thought I'd talk about actually the future of Dragon Ball, right? Because obviously, with the sad passing of Akira Toriyama, there's obviously a few discussions up in the air, right? Is Dragon Ball going to continue? Is it going to stop? All that sort of stuff, right? So, luckily today there is a few hints here that, do sort of show us the future, right? What to expect. And yeah, in today's video we'll be talking about, all the new info that we got and what I've heard in the past and that sort of stuff. But yeah, let's hop straight into it. So the first part we'll talk about here is the new Dragon Ball Super manga chapter here, right? So thanks to Super Chronicles here for doing the translating. So as you can see here, the title of it is called Inheriting the Future, right? So the official page comes out in a few more days now, but this does conclude the superhero arc, right? So as you can see here, this rough sketches here, it's basically just Goku and Gohan fighting. So this here, it does sound good and bad, like the superhero arc is ending. But there is also more stuff here. I don't think these ones show anything. But this was the first lot we got, right? So this brought up a lot of spectacle, people speculating stuff, right? So Inheriting the Future does sound good and bad, right? Just the title. This could mean many things. I think it's mainly a bit of both, right? I think it's actually focused on Dragon Ball and in real life, right? So what I'm thinking this means is Inheriting the Future is, Goku sort of saying to Gohan, you're pretty much set, right? You're strong enough to be able to handle all these tough foes coming your way. Well, if there's more coming, like Black Frieza and all that sort of stuff. But I think the title is also meant for Toyotora, right? So the main guy now that's actually doing all these manga stuff now, he's actually taking over that I'm aware of. So obviously Inheriting the Future sort of means, he's now taking over the reins sort of thing to try and keep on Toriyama's legacy, right? But we did get more manga stuff as well, which we'll quickly show you now. So thanks to DBS Hype here as well for doing a quick summary here on basically what happened in the manga chapter. And I won't read it all, but basically just sort of, quickly break it up, right? So basically, Goku and all that finished fighting, they finished sparring. Broly does get involved with Gohan, and they do fight a little bit. They don't show too much, which is a bit weird. To me, it all seems rushed, right? The only thing I can think of why it feels rushed is, well, there's a few reasons. I think the main one is it didn't quite feel finished, right? Because I think they were still working on it, and then obviously with the sad passing of Toriyama, I think they had to sort of improvise a little bit and speed it up. To me, it seems like, because basically, what happens is after they finish fighting and all that, Goku and Vegeta basically say to Beerus and Whis, look, we're gonna go back. We'll go back to Earth, see Bulma and all that sort of stuff. And they basically say, well, we might not see you for a few years, sort of thing. So they obviously say farewell, go back to Earth, and then they have a big feast sort of thing, which is a bit weird, right? The way this chapter is sort of ending, you can take in a few ways, right? You can just say, hey, they're celebrating, the superhero arc sort of ending. Let's go back, have a friendly little, get together, I guess, because I'm not sure if Broly goes back. I don't think they quite mention that. But Goku comes back and he does meet Piccolo and all that sort of stuff as well. He actually doesn't, he actually forgets about Pan as well, which is a bit weird. But basically what I think this is, I don't think this last part was intended. I don't think they meant to go back to the, planet Earth. I think the reason why they've done that is, this is sort of, basically, Toyotora's way of saying farewell from the Dragon Ball characters. Except, obviously, they don't know of his passing, but this is his sort of way of trying to make it seem like they know, and this is a big get-together, try and make something, not joy of the subject, but you know what I mean, they're trying to connect it from real life and all that sort of thing, is what I sort of anticipate. But I guess the big thing that, people are obviously saying is this seems like it's the farewell of superhero, right? Well, not superhero, but Super in general, Dragon Ball Super. From what I've been told, that's not the case, right? Dragon Ball Super is going to continue, maybe not Super in general, but Dragon Ball in general is going to continue, right? So we'll have a look anyway at the proof that I saw on Twitter from, I think it was from Chronicles, and it basically confirms for the next 10 or so years, in terms of anime, manga, movies, games, for the next 10 years for now, obviously it can be more, is already being planned out, right? So obviously the end of this year, well, not the end of this year, I think fall this year we're going to get Dragon Ball Daima, right? Obviously that's just sort of like a filler anime from now to when, you know, the next, you know, anime is going to be, whether they are going to do like a Daima 2 or something like that, who knows. But I think it's sort of going to be a filler from now to like the next, I guess, season of Dragon Ball Super. I'm not sure it'll be called like Dragon Ball Super 2, it'll be called something Dragon Ball Super, I'm assuming, right? Because we're still in that sort of area for anime wise, but manga it seems like it's going to end. But we'll quickly show you to what the new news that we got, right? That sort of proves what I'm talking about. So as you can see here, this is what I was talking about, right? So I might get the pronunciation wrong, but Akio Ayoko is basically the president of Capsule Corporation, right? And what this sort of means is, as you can see here, you know, he'll continue to produce anime series, movies, and games over the next 10 years. But this could extend, right? This could be 10 more after that, or whatever, right? They will most likely find a new, I guess not successors or what I'm looking for, but someone else take over, right? But I'll quickly skim through it. Basically what it says here, you know, Dragon Ball celebrates its 40th anniversary this year. It's unique and all sort of stuff, rah rah. But basically what they're trying to say is he wants to do Dragon Ball for the next 10 years or so, right? Because as you can see here down the bottom, it's got over the next 10 years with like the dots there saying, you know, most likely continuation. He might not be the one operating it, like, you know, being the producer, but it might be someone else taking over. So as you can see here, he's also put adopting what is popular at the moment does not increase the probability of success. So that's why he's sort of doing new stuff with like Daima and all that, while we have to wait for new anime stuff. Now, what I've also heard about why we haven't got any like new Dragon Ball Super stuff is the reason why is because they want to keep the manga a fair bit more in front, right? So if they did anime episodes right now, they'd probably catch up to, you know, they might catch up to the manga stuff probably in, who knows, 2 months or so. And the last part that I've heard of is the reason why they can't do that is the TV, like, I think it's Fuji TV. They're not quite into that sort of thing, right? They want to sort of have a seasonal anime like One Piece, how they continuously every week new episode, right? They're always pumping out content. And the way the manga is at the moment for Dragon Ball, they can't quite keep producing that type of content every week, because obviously that means, you know, the manga'd have to probably do maybe, because it's like once a month at the moment, right? So they might have to do like twice a month a new manga chapter. But at the moment, which is a little bit of sad news, is Dragon Ball will be on break a little bit for manga stuff. Probably at the moment I'd say a month, but it could be anywhere from like a month, 3 months, 4 months, who knows, right? I don't think it'll be super long. It might be like a month or so. But I think the main reason why they're doing it obviously is because Toriyama's like passing is obviously going to be huge for them. Like, it's going to affect all of them, like all the team, right? You know, whether that's from the anime side, the manga side, it's going to affect everyone huge, right? So that's obviously why they're having a big break, because it's obviously going to be very hard for Toyotora to like keep going, you know, making up new content and all that for the manga. Because he's going to feel a lot of pressure, right? Even though, you know, we're all going to support him as much as we can, all that sort of stuff. It's still going to be a lot of pressure, right? So that's why I think it's good he's having this month or so break, or the team's having this break, just to sort of, you know, mourn, you know, and try and, like, you know, keep going. That's sort of what I'm trying to get at. So it's obviously good they're having this break, but it's hard to say when they're going to be back, like when manga's going to be back. We'll obviously know probably after the end of the month. We'll probably get, you know, more info, like the end of next month. They'll probably go, hey, we're going to be back this month, or we might take a little bit more off. But I think at the moment, I think it's probably best we sort of just wait it out a little bit. But I don't think Dragon Ball won't end, right? As you can see here, he's already confirmed the next 10 years is, it's not planned, but it's planned to keep going, if that makes sense. Like, obviously they can't go, oh yeah, in 5 years we're going to have, you know, the next manga chapter is going to be this, right? They just know they want to keep producing more and more content to, you know, to, what's the word? Just keep the series going, right? Whether that's games, movies, stuff like that. Anime series, I mean, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think this president here is actually to do with the manga. I could be wrong. But still, if we get more anime series, movies, and all that, it's going to be good that way. But we still need manga, right? But I think the manga's not going to end, right? Toyotora is doing an incredible job at the moment, you know, with the art, art-wise and all that. So I think, you know, I think Dragon Ball's still in a really good place. To be honest, Dragon Ball's one of them animes where it could realistically last forever, right? Like, it can continue on and on and on until they eventually say, look, we're gonna end it. But I don't think that will happen for a few more years, right? Just the way it's set up, how well it's doing game-wise, anime-wise, movie-wise, you know, even manga-wise, it's doing incredibly well still for how old it is as as a series. Because, like, Dragon Ball's been around for, what, like, 1986, like, anime-wise, and it's still doing very well in the charts and all sorts of stuff, right? So that's why I think Dragon Ball probably, I wouldn't say it would never die, but it's definitely not going to end anytime soon, right? So yeah, that's probably it for today's video, guys. Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit long than what I usually do, but this is basically all the info I can gather. If you guys want, I can probably do more of these type of videos, which I plan on doing. But yeah, if you guys have any questions as well that you want to ask me, I'll try and, like, answer as best as I can, right? And yeah, if you guys like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.